Alright, so in this one, Virgil and I here will be doing a prediction video of what we see Legends Fest being. It seems that Legends Fest actually might be getting early, maybe having 3 parts similar to Anniversary. So again, we're just going to be doing a prediction video. Let me know what you guys think of what is coming for Legends Fest, and if our predictions match your predictions. There's some off-the-wall ones, which we both agree are off-the-wall, but hey, you never know what could come.
You say drop your predictions in the comments right now. First thing you do, drop any prediction you have in the comments.
That's it. Now, first one, obviously we all know it. It's superhero. Everyone thinks it. We have the movie buffs. We have literally just everything seemingly going with it. Even more so, I know people don't like to compare them, but GOHAN is getting superhero-related stuff with the Gammas coming soon. Legends likes to do this pattern of following suit with that, right? So they're getting Gamma 1 and 2. They have a free-to-play GOHAN. We have the Gamma 1 and 2. What if we get like
vice versa?
Yeah,
type beat.
And also that teaser, right?
Yep.
We have.
I mean, that pretty much confirms it. If it is superhero, that they might lead into that that type of content, right? I mean, the movie just dropped. It does make sense for them to drop it.
It's kind of late, in all honesty, to even get these buffs. But those that teaser with the leaves, I think you could see it here on that pan image. I mean, it alludes to Pan. I think there's nothing else that actually goes with that teaser that they put out. So,
yeah,
nothing else. Superhero just... It makes the most sense for everything to drop, if it's going to be anything. Even though I know people like the idea of balance in this game.
The devs do not care. The devs don't care. That's the one thing we were all thinking, that it might not be it, because there's just too many movies buffs to go around right now. That's literally the most broken team in the game, but... they might just full on blast, like just drop these characters and, like, you know, complete the team and then not buff movies for an entire year. So,
if to predict anything though about superhero, I would say this GOHAN we have up here specifically
is probably the most likely, right?
I would say if they, let's say,
do you think Beast-On would be the thing? Like, I would want to say it, but I just think it's so early.
Wow.
Like, to have Beast GOHAN, I don't know.
I mean,
I was coping a little while ago that they're gonna drop him. They're gonna drop him, but he's like the most hyped animated character.
But what the anime's supposed to be returning next year, isn't it?
Yeah.
So that's the thing. That's exactly why he would drop now, because it might be returning, and we won't see him for a minute. Then he's the most hyped thing right now. I would say this GOHAN
take their time.
Like prior to Beast-On, like I don't think this will be the next LF, because we're probably getting an LF with this reveals and stuff coming out. I don't think it'll go into Legends Fest, but I think it'll allude to stuff. I think this GOHAN maybe is
very highly probable. Highly probable.
Maybe this guy's an all-star. I could see him as an all-star.
Nah,
just this. Oh,
I think they're
like
maybe like a superhero dedicated banner, similar to like the Gammas, right?
With like
it's basically an all-star.
With like this Piccolo here, not orange, but like yellow Piccolo.
Lime Piccolo, yeah.
They could do that as an all-star, maybe alluding to it. I don't know, but we probably will get like an exclusive type banner for what is coming. Superhero though, it's everyone's front runner. People maybe don't want it because of movies, but again, balance isn't a.
They don't care that much.
It's not a main attribute of Legends. It's get the bag. This is how you secure a bag.
That's true.
You buff the right stuff. Then obviously it would go into clearly being Beast-On and then Orange Piccolo. Yeah, not that type. Damn. Even Cell Max maybe.
Cell Max.
I don't know.
Have you talked about it at all? Like, I mentioned it a couple times on stream, but like there's speculation going around that they might include, like, the big announcement could be like a big character. Yeah. How they don't have like just a variance of
update to even add them, because you can't even add them.
Yeah.
So it's just.
I mean, I'd say it's definitely a possible thing. Like, we don't want to like clear him out as like an option just because we don't have large characters in the game right now. He's definitely hype enough just because he's in the latest film.
And Cell.
But
and we need this buff. And all honestly, we need Cell to come to the game. Like, we need these buffs from the tags he's on. He would be on regen, I'm pretty sure.
He'd be pretty
healthy. He on Android,
game,
PO, like he'd be on good tags that actually need help. And also, this GOHAN, I just kind of realized he goes Super Saiyan in the movie.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of stuff that could be all just 3 parts, all superhero related, the entire 3 parts. But
you could drop a double transformation unit.
Dude, they did.
Super Saiyan, then Ultimate. Like, I feel like that's like LF worthy, and they would save like Beast-On, right? I feel like Super Saiyan into Ultimate, that's hype as shit.
Is that good enough for a Legends Fest? Legends Fest is hyper than Anniversary at this point, man.
Yeah, I mean,
and it's like
I'd say it's hype. Like, as a fanboy, bro, like fucking superhero fanboy. Let me know in the comments. Is this hype enough for Legends Fest? If you guys agree with that or no.
I mean, they have done the thing where they did MUI then Dragon Fist. So they did Goku back-to-back banners for Anniversary. So going into GOHAN does make sense, but Superhero's the front runner. The next option, I think, is everyone's wanted option for a most part, for just a balance setting. GT, the Super Saiyan 4s. I mean, look, we got Pan Zenkai, we got, I think, 3 Super 17, a bomb ass equipped for them. There's buffs alluding to it.
to GT.
But we had, dude, I say this a lot. Prior to LF Trunks, we got like 6 or 7 buffs to regen. And then we got Majin Vita Zenkai. And then we got LF Trunks.
I think they're gonna full on blast buff this tag now. I mean, they're alluding to it, but they're gonna need to revamp the entire team. So it's not just the Super Saiyan 4s. They're gonna need to drop a full team.
Do you think they'll do something like last year, where one part movies, one part future, and then it'll be one part GT, one part superhero?
It depends with what this big update is, because if they, like, say if it starts now, they might go with the same format that the anniversary had, where it's like one banner, one banner, one banner.
It's exactly what I don't want. That's how you know we won't get like separate buffs and things. But kind of gives a point. What if they did Cell Max, then they did a transforming 8 Vegeta into Super Saiyan 4, and they do 2 giant characters? That's a thing that just kind of hit me. That'd actually be...
Yeah, I mean, I'd be down for it.
That could actually be like a 1% banner, just double giant characters, but the Super Saiyan 4s, it's just... The reason I don't see it is because what else comes with Super Saiyan 4s that's actually hype for people? People don't care about GT Trunks, Gohan, Gohan.
It's just them. It's just them and Gogeta.
Like what?
And maybe Baby. Like Baby.
Yeah, he could get like an LF Baby, maybe he'd be like an LF coming this week.
The only thing in my mind is that they literally dropped Tag Boys last year. So it's like, to have Tag Boys this year again, it's like, it's the same exact time, but it makes sense, but at the same time, it only makes sense because they're both, like, it's obvious that they're going in a GT direction, right? There's something for GT is coming, we don't know what it is, but this is, like, the most hype option. Say, like, maybe even a tag unit that can fuse. I feel like people would go nuts for that. Yeah, they'd fuse, and then it'd be a Gogeta, like, LF, or a Gogeta character, like, they fuse in with their main ability at a certain timer counts.
Again, sadly, it could be nothing.
First of its kind, right? Obviously, they don't have that type of game, but nothing's out of the realm of possibility.
The Legends Fest, when they do introduce new shit, literally the tag mechanic, right?
Yeah.
But I don't know. I hope it's GT for the game's sake, but
personally, I would be happy either with.
I expect superhero more.
It's cool. I hope superhero.
Yeah, I don't hope for superhero more for the game, but for, you know,
what people did. We want more
back to the game. To people to watch the game. People care about the game. It's gonna be superhero. People aren't gonna care about the game as much if it's GT. It's just the nature of it. Most recency is the most hype thing.
I think individually though, GT as like a whole, yeah, for sure. But like them as, you know, characters, even if you're not a big fan of GT, which I'm personally not, these characters are hype.
Yeah, I agree. I agree.
They like the forms hype, but they carry it so heavy on their shoulders as like anything else they drop alongside. You know how they did Gogeta 4, right?
Yeah.
Ice and Nova, they don't give a fuck about
it.
It was all about Gogeta.
It
was all about Gogeta. So it's GT as a topic in general, but I think the Tag 4s, as long as they go on a route to where like it's not just this, you know how like Legends Fest they did the dual wield banners.
It has to be mixed with like superhero. Then it would have
either superhero or something else,
or the next option.
Which
would be Tournament of Power. People want Goku Frieza. I don't actually see it mentioned as much, but Virgil, this is like his thing.
Yeah,
this is his character's most wanted, probably.
Besides superhero, I mean, they started the buffs like I thought they were gonna make a full synchronized team during anniversary, but look, they dropped like maybe one character that's viable on the team. Miwai Goku. And that's it. That's all we got. He's not. I mean, he's fine. He's fine.
They stopped the buffs really abruptly.
They still need to make a complete team out of it. Like USS is not like a.
They just did random buffs.
Yeah.
They did a whole banner with USS.
They need a lot of glue. They need a lot of glue to synchronize the team.
It was Jiren, Beerus, Whis, AGF. They did 4 characters for USS, and then just.
But it just feels random because the abilities don't align, and then even just the team synergy.
It's like God. They don't go on the same team that they're meant to like all be present on. They go on separate teams, like LOE for Integral and Freeze, all these things.
This is the good potential unit, right? Like they
have a lot of tags.
Yeah.
They got shit. They would.
I feel like they'd be really high. Like their LF animation too, I think would sell.
They have to
like that shit would probably be spicy.
I wonder what.
And you said what? It has to be a tag unit? It has to be a tag unit. It has to be 100%.
But who would come? I guess you have like a Tournament of Power Gohan and Piccolo come with them as like a
something
similar. Evo Vegeta maybe. I don't know how you buff this. Like these are superheroes.
There's a lot you can do with this, but it's not something that we haven't seen already. So they'd have to make it like sort of like a super a 3rd anniversary thing where they re-brought back B, they re-brought back Kefla. They're gonna re-bring back somebody, maybe a new Topo. Maybe a new
Evo,
Evo, maybe like an end of TOP like Jiren. Something like that, just where it's like another unit to kind of carry this, because these guys will definitely be carrying the banner. It's always the LFs though, to be real, right? It's going to be one LF on each banner.
Superhero, and it's like the carry potential on superheroes like so much more massive in characters than these two of GT.
We thought about this during third Annie. Remember, like G4 blew the hype out of the water for over CMZ, and then people still summoned like shit ton on CMZ though.
Well, I mean, it's you. The thing is, people
CMZ was better. So it's
just tough.
It's one of those things.
It's the hype.
I think people are going to summon either way. People
would summon this, but it's just I wish there was better characters that are more hype along with these characters, because like we already have Evo that's hype. We already have God Topo. Honestly, it's pretty hype scene because he's fighting Evo. We already have these cool scenes. I don't really know what they could do. Maybe like if they do like a full USS theme, maybe like a Kefla on the secondary banner.
Yeah, I forgot. They really need to revamp a Kefla.
Yeah, I mean, like they did 130th anniversary, but it's not.
She's not.
Do like a transforming character, right?
Yeah.
Like, do something like that. But USS could be an option. I don't foresee it. I don't think we either like foresee this as like a main option, but it is something.
But just because they went along with before anniversary happened, weren't they buffing? Yeah, they were buffing the tag like crazy. So they were buffing the tag like crazy early year. Right before. Right before MUI, we got Jiren, we got, like you said, Angel, Golden Frieza. There was a bunch of USS preluding to MUI. That's why I speculated so hard. And then once MUI, anniversary started, they stopped completely. There was no more USS buffs. We're kind of moving into like movie stuff, other tags, and then I think this will be the final like finale for USS of this year. Like it kind of makes sense because they've done a ton for it this year.
Even fix the tag. Let's say they do USS.
They need a couple of things, right? They need like a revival. But I feel like if they got a revival, it would like the value would skyrocket.
It's not as bad as GT the tag clearly, but like it needs like a revamp to make the
they're nowhere close to It's nowhere close.
They just need like units that
it's a good team. It's just they need a lot of glue.
And Bergamo's
something.
And the last one, this is my pick. I'm just picking this because Dokkan did something similar on their, I believe it's their download celebration, wherever it is that they do, the halfway through, basically the opposite of the anniversary one. They did Namek Saga. I think Namek Saga is like the best saga. I could see this happening. We haven't had a new Super Saiyan Goku that's an LF in 4 years since the original Namek Goku. Ultra Goku's like, okay, it's not, I feel like the scene's like underhyped. Like, where I do it in the animations, it's kind of underhyped.
It's just because it's so old, but it's a classic, iconic scene. This is like the iconic moment, and I could see maybe like an Ultra. I definitely see that. I don't know about an LF. I don't think I'd be hype enough just because we have one right now. Maybe it needs more time to grow on me, but with the way that they do Ultras, right, they're not going to be something too recent. I'd say that they're taking that slow, roll, doing like earlier units, like Super Saiyan fusions first, then the classic iconic unit as an Ultra. It kind of makes sense. They keep doing Super Saiyan Ultras. I wouldn't be surprised if they did another Super Saiyan Ultra.
I mean, I would be down if Frieza, like, just Final Form. We don't have a new Final Form Frieza. Like, really. Like, Revival Frieza, yes, but, like, actual Final Form Frieza when he's beating everyone else's ass prior to Goku, we don't have that. We need that in the game. We need a Vegeta from Namek. We need a lot of shit from Namek. Namek is... it's where people start watching on the damn show. Like, I'm hoping a little bit clearly.
You said Dokkan's doing this?
Dokkan did a full power Frieza and a Goku as dual banners.
Okay.
So they did this already. Then they had a Gohan and Krillin duo unit, and then they had Vegeta and Goku, like Vegeta dies animation into a Goku that revives. They had that. If we could get that, I mean, I think it'd be cool enough. People wouldn't necessarily be that hypey compared to Superhero, but it's a saga that...
it's something.
It started a lot of people even watching the show. And it's,
I think it'd be hype.
I think it's worth doing. I don't think it's gonna happen, but I think
it's all about execution. Like, they just gotta feel the right time. There's some units that will just hit, and then, like, for me, I'm too uneasy about this topic, but I feel like if they did it in the right fashion, right, like, they could be very hype, right?
So many good scenes is the thing, man.
Like,
look at this, and it's like him versus Raccoon, and I look at this, and it's him versus, whatever the hell else. Like, there's so many good scenes from Namek. I wish it'll happen. It won't. It really won't. You guys might want it, but...
they dropped those two units as like free-to-play ultras, bro. They kind of killed the whole vibe.
Yeah, Scouter Vegeta versus Kui as well. It's not even a type fight. It's like, bro. But that's our predictions. The main one being obviously Gohan. Beast Han is the main guy.
I've heard people say like Super Saiyan 2 Gohan for like the end as well. So I've heard that. I mean, it kind of makes sense. Like, they're just doing early ones, like, like
Vegito and Gogeta aren't early. Like,
they're kind of early.
That's FNC.
Well, Z's early. I'm thinking just Z in general. So, like, Namek Saga, Cell Saga, Majin Buu Saga, and then the fusions.
If they did,
I could see a Super Saiyan 2
then I could see Part 3 being Super Saiyan 2 Gohan.
Yeah, I could definitely
part
see
one
it.
is this
Still
guy.
full on buff hybrids.
Yeah.
I mean, they've been, they've dropped Trunks as well. Like, there's a lot of hybrids. Pan. There's a lot of like pseudo hybrid buffs that we're kind of just not seeing.
The teaser,
Future Gohan,
the
Plat
teaser
as well.
itself has Pan.
Yeah.
Seemingly coming to the game as like a free.
Yeah,
unit.
free to play Pan. So they could be Super Saiyan 2 Gohan.
We will see. Let me know what you guys think of what your prediction will be for Legends Fest. Do you guys think we are right? We are wrong? Let us know. I'll see you guys in the next one.
Don't forget to drop a like.
Yes, sir.
Goodbye.
Introduce this video, by the way. Forgot to mention that on these buffs that we're talking about and these units, we are trying to allude to with it being a superhero theme or a GT theme and all these things. I have a hair. Stop. With these buffs, it's us pertaining to what came out in Legends recently. If it's going to allude to anything, it probably will be superhero-related content. But if you guys do disagree, just to pull up separate units here on the side in the beginning to mention, well, I don't know if it's the beginning or the end of the video, honestly, but just to mention, the buffs we got recently, you would say Ultra Broly. Okay, that alludes to a Super Saiyan type character, a movie type character, even more in exchange shops. I believe when we had Full Power Frieza, the OG one in the exchange shop during the that LBR mode for, I think it was PO, right? We did have a situation where we got cooler afterwards. I believe the last exchange shop character was something like a DX Super Saiyan Vegeta. We could see that as alluding to Super Saiyan buff, to a movie buff, to a Janemba type unit coming out, still a movie type buff, but there's more alluding to things that we really don't have exact knowledge of. Again, you look at recency of buffs, you look at GT getting all the stuff it got with Super 17 here, with the Pan Zenkai, and all these things. Again, you could see anything coming. You really don't have a concrete answer. Usually during this time, we will have like leaks in, what is it, 2 days? Today's Saturday? Yeah, well, Sunday, technically when this video goes up. But we'll have leaks coming out. We'll know what's coming. But for now, there's nothing too like set in stone. Usually we have like a guess. Like again, we had LF Trunks come. We had Majin Vegeta Zenkai prior to that. Okay, we kind of assumed Vegeta Clan's getting a buff somewhere along those lines. Then now we have GT, then we have Super 17, then we have Pan, then we have all these things. You could assume for superhero, but again, we got 6 or 7 regen buffs prior to Mr. LF Trunks dropping, and it's like, where the fuck did that come from? Or like anniversary, 3rd anniversary, even 4th anniversary. They didn't really allude to the same buff. We got 2 Sun Family buffs, then a random Fusion Ultra, which you could say, alright, it makes sense because, well, it's their height, but again, don't go off the logic that there is any logic pertaining to this. It's just complete. What do you think? What do you hope? What do you want? And what will make the most bag? The most bag is probably going to be from superhero, a movie type content, because it's the most recent thing. Dragon Ball anime is supposed to be, I've heard it a lot, but like we don't have any content info. It's supposed to be coming back next year, so doing Beast on now would make sense with Super returning and all these things around that idea. But again, hopefully this buff is positive for the game, by the way. I think that's a little ignored sometimes, is that, okay, we want this or this or this. Well, we already have this tag is number 1 or this tag is number 2. Why not get tag buffs that are just, I don't know, different in some capacity of a manner? But again, there's nothing that's just concrete. And it's a good thing, it's a bad thing. Again, you want to know what's coming, you want to know if it's safe for CC, you summon for Broly before he left last night, or summon for Cooler before he leaves because he's such a value because he's number 1 right now. Expect power creep, expect Cooler to not be number 1, expect Broly to not be wherever you place him, if he's low, if he's high. Just expect these things to happen. Don't expect the unit you want to happen though, because again, there has never been anything concrete. No one expected GV, no one expected Sword of Hope. I don't even know if there was an expectation to go into Legends Fest the prior years. UI Omen, Jiren, again, there's never been one. If we could allude to anything and have an expectation and a hope for, maybe another tag unit. We haven't got one since, what, the Androids and the Tag EXs, which all came on the same banner. EV did introduce it. We got UI Omen, who had the initial gauge that first ever introduced. Then we got MUI, maybe 6 months down the line, after MUI's been out. Boom, another gauge mechanic unit. Who knows? We will see. Again, I don't know if this is the intro or the end of the video. Probably find out. It's the microphone, I apologize. But, yeah, hopefully the buff is something valuable to you. Good luck on your summons for it. Whatever does come out in the next make it 2 days to video and stuff. Hope we all enjoy it. Hope it actually is something beneficial to the game. And now, I'll see you guys in the next one. Again, no idea where this is going to be at.